Well, hey there. Welcome back to the Toy Box. It is a beautiful day. Oh my God, it is so beautiful. It feels so good to be out. It's Memorial Day weekend 2020. Yeah, this year's been kicking everybody's butt. But this weekend is gorgeous. We got some summer weather. It's like 83 degrees out. It's dry. The skies are blue. The grass is green. The trees are green. Let's see. I need to get gas. So I think we're going to go this way. I don't know if you can read it in the video. The trip meter on this bike says 77.9 miles. I reset that every time I get gas. I get about 100 miles on the tank on this old Sportster. The tank on this thing doesn't hold a lot of fuel. It's not made for long trips or anything. But it is fun. Let's see here. Nope, no trains today. This bike I'm on today, most of my videos that I've made in the past, there really aren't enough of them to say most. The few videos that I've made in the past have all been on my Dyna. It's a 2010 Dyna Super Glide. This, on the other hand, is my 1997 Sportster 883. I've been riding this bike since 1997. It really is an old friend for sure. It still runs great for being a bike that old. It's in great shape. I've taken good care of it. Back in 1997, I was probably, 19 years old maybe, something like that. My dad had always dreamed of my mom riding a bike with him instead of on the back of his, and she'd have her own bike. So we bought this thing. He bought this thing for her and brought it home. Took her out for a spin around a parking lot. They went down the street to a big empty parking lot at a church that was nearby. She got on the bike and he showed her how to work the gears and the clutch and the brakes and all that. She knew how to drive a stick shift car. She knew how to work hand brakes from her bicycle and that sort of thing. So, it wasn't, Viper. Oh God, I love those cars. Anyway, he took her out to this parking lot. She jumped on, and all the concepts weren't completely for him. It was the first time she combined them on a motorcycle with the clutch, brake, brake on the right foot, and gears and stuff on the left foot. She rode around the parking lot in a big circle, and stopped and fell over. He helped her pick it back up. She rode around the parking lot the other direction, a big circle again, stopped and fell over on the other side. And there's still, I don't know if you can see it in the frame, there's still a scar on the tank here. We had some touch-up paint on that we fixed for that. She smashed all 4 turn signals, so we had to fix those. Scuffed up the pipes. The pipes are still scuffed on the underside today from that. We fixed it all, but she was afraid to get on it. And at that point, I got my motorcycle permit, so I started riding it. few years later, I got married and moved out and took the bike with me and moved the insurance to my name. Another couple years after that, I called up my dad and I said, you know, the bike's basically mine. I'm paying the insurance and taking care of it and everything. What do you want for it? I probably should just buy it from you at this point. He thought about it. Said, well, how about $2,500? Now again, that was in I don't know, maybe 2005 or so. So in 2005, he sold me this 1997 Sportster that I had been riding since '97 for $2,500. It's been mine ever since. I had a great time on it. And then last year, I rebuilt the carburetor on it, fixed the choke. And that was really the big thing for me. I had kind of stopped riding it for a while and started riding the Dyna full time when I bought that in 2015. Because the choke on this wouldn't stay out, and it was just kind of a pain. And letting the bike warm up just kind of took a little bit too long, and having the carb rebuilt and the choke fixed and put new tires on it a couple years ago, it's pretty much as good as new. Last year I started messing with some other things, and I'll do a walk around video at some point of both of these bikes, but I replaced the turn signals with something a little more sleek looking on the front and rear. And I got a run turn brake controller from Kuryakin that I custom fit under the seat because they didn't actually make one for this year bike. It was too old. All right, we get some fuel here. Nozzle. I don't know if this bike actually needs premium gas, but I've always run premium in it. It's the XLH 883, which is the high compression engine on these Sportsters. And I find that when I run the lower octane stuff, it does kind of ping a little bit. Man, gotta open my lid. It's getting hot in here. So I just have always run the 93. It just kind of seems to run a little better. Sometimes I run plus. That seems to take care of the pinging issue from what I can tell, but price when you're buying 1.9 gallons at a time. Reset that trip meter. Rock and roll. See where we're gonna go here. Ooh. Backroads. I gotta say, I love living around here. So one of the things that my dad did, back to the Sportster story, when he bought the bike for my mom, because my mom's only like 5'3", I think, maybe 5'1", I don't know, she's tiny. So we had to lower the bike. So we lowered the front end, adjusted it down in the forks to lower the front end, and we've got some lowered shocks for the rear, and I rode it that way for a few years. But once I bought it myself, I put it back to stock. Rode it that way for a few years, but last year, as I was kind of starting to mess around with it again, I mean, at the end of the day, I ran out of things to do on the Dyna for the most part, so I kind of turned my attention back to this bike. So I was going through some boxes of bike stuff in the garage as I was cleaning things out, and I realized I still had the lowered shocks for the rear end of this bike. And one of the things I liked about the Dyna was that the rear end of that bike sits a little bit lower, so you feel like you're just kind of sitting down in it a little more. And the Sportster, I always felt like I was sitting way up on top of it. And so I decided just to try it. I pulled those shocks out and popped them on, took the stock ones off and popped the lowered ones on, but I left the front end at the stock height. So I lowered the rear end of this bike a couple inches. And man, I wish I had made that change years ago. It just rides so nice now with that back end sitting down just a little bit lower. Oh, nice turn signal. There we go. But with that back end just sitting down a little bit lower, I don't feel like I'm a bullfrog sitting on top of a log way up on top. And I also put the forward controls on this thing too. I don't like the center controls. That's the first thing I did on my Dyna as well, was forward controls. But I love these Elkhorn style bars that are on this, with the rear end of the bike sitting down just a little bit lower. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but for low speed handling, especially on this thing, that difference in angle, just enough, feels like it's easier to kind of toss the bike around. There's a little more flop to it, I guess, as I'm going around corners and that kind of stuff. Lower speed in town. It's just more comfortable in general. Oh my gosh, it is so nice. There we go. All right, where to go next? River Road? Maybe River Road. What's this? Ducks? Hello, ducks. Those didn't look like ordinary ducks. Those looked like some sort of special ducks. That was somebody's pet ducks. I hope they're supposed to be out, or hope they're gonna stay out of the road. They're probably not supposed to be out here by the road. There we go. Good old River Road. Hope this isn't all flooded back here. We got so much rain. Went to take the kids fishing yesterday. Loaded up their poles and tackle boxes and put them in the trunk of my wife's Camaro SS convertible. I'll get that into a video here soon. Yeah, we took the kids to go fishing, and everywhere we tried to go, couldn't go fishing because it was flooded. My 8-year-old son thought it was just the funniest thing that we couldn't go fishing because there was too much water. It was road closed here and road closed there and road closed in this other place, and that was it. Oh, place for sale. Damn, that's a big house. So we'll go fishing again soon. As soon as this water recedes a bit. Oh, I love this road. Beautiful canopy of trees. we got here? What's this, turkeys? Turkeys? Get out of here, you turkeys. I don't see too many turkeys around here. I mean, they're obviously around here, but they usually stay hidden pretty well. Oh, that was fun. Cows. Hello, cows. I like cows. I mean, I don't want to have cows, but I like them. Be a good spot to come fishing over here, too. Sneezed. I don't know if I got a little intake leak or if my jets are a little too small. When I rebuilt the carb, it got a whole lot better. But every once in a while, I still get a little bit of a cough or a sneeze, and these little 883 motors are known for that. But it's just as I'm rolling on throttle, low speed, when I'm feathering the throttle and I'm not aggressive enough with the throttle to get the accelerator pump to spritz a little extra gas in there. And that's when it sneezes a little bit. I messed with the fuel mixture up to the point where I felt like I probably had it too rich, and I backed it off, and it still didn't fix it. After days and days of mucking around with it last year, I've got it running as well as it's run in a long, long time. So I still get that cough. Not sure if there's anything I can actually do about it at this point. A nice place here. Nice and secluded. It's kind of a cool house. I ought to get a picture of the bike here with that field and farm in the background. What do you think? Should I do that? Yeah, why the hell not? I'll turn it around. Kid over here at his bike in his yard. I think the other fun thing about this bike is it's smaller, so you can get on it more, push it a little harder, and not going so fast you're going to get yourself in trouble. I lean on that Dyna and it's going 70, 80 miles an hour in no time. it just wants to run. This thing tops out at about 90, fully wrung out, and that's when it's finally worked its way up to it. So you just can't go as fast. That's that old saying, it's more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. It's about as much as we got in the way of twisties out here. Anyway, I'm going to start winding up the video here. Well, hey, I really appreciate you coming for this ride with me. It's so much more fun to ride with other folks. Get to talk. That was the road I wanted, not this one. So I got to turn around up here. Dang it. There we go. What's this? John Street, huh? All right. Try this again. For sale by owner. Well, that's good. Suppose that's better than for sale by a neighbor. Tell you what, if I came home and found a for sale by neighbor sign in my yard, I would be pissed. All right. Well, anyway, back to what I was saying. Thank you for coming on this ride with me. It's so much more fun to ride with other folks. If you like these videos, leave a comment below. I've got a bunch of different kind of styles of videos that I do, with videos on the bike, videos about working on the bike or fixing stuff on the bike, fixing other things around the house, you know, how-to kind of stuff. Let me know what you like, and I'll try to keep making more of those things. Definitely subscribe, share my videos with other folks who want to go and ride vicariously through me. Until next time, go play with your toys.